What's going on, traders? What is going on? Good morning. Happy Tuesday, September 23rd. Hope you guys are off to a great start this morning. Oh, we got the chart up. Hang on. Before we jump onto that chart, the one that you're about to see there, make sure you view what's on the screen as always. Remember, trading is very risky. I'm not a financial advisor. Most traders do lose money. I don't provide financial advice. Change that one up for you guys. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube, X, Kick, wherever we're streaming for entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. What's up, chat? You guys are active. We're at it a little bit early this morning. Pull this screen up right here for y'all. Taking a look at ES on the Project X platform here with Top 1 Futures. This is a 7-pack of straight to funded Sim Pro accounts. Gonna see if we can't turn some profit. Bounce back after an L yesterday. We'll take a look at that straight shot to the upside. We'll have a conversation about stats looking at long versus short, how you might be able to do some of that yourself. But let's take a look at this market. First off, how are we doing, guys? Good morning. Muhammad, Andrew, Middle Rock, Chuck, Purple Ninja, Scott, Aaron. Waiting for breakout. What's going on, guys? What's going on YouTube? What's going on Kick? What's going on X? Yeah, see you guys starting to hop on here. 9:25 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, we're at it a little bit early this morning, man. I want to start doing this. Jumping on a little bit before that 9:30 open this way. We get a chance to hang out, to yap a little bit, check some fun stuff out, see what we got going on. See what the market's got for us. Just checking a couple of the things on my second screen, taking a look at that book map chart. Nice, very nice. All right, let's see. Cool. We are all set. All right, let's take a look at this chart, guys. I shared quite a bit in the free Discord. I'm going to drop that link right off the bat because people continue to ask me. I'll have it loaded and ready to go. If you guys want to hop in the free Discord, there we go. There it is on YouTube, on Kick, and I'll even do it for you guys on X this morning. This way, you guys have access. Because I was sharing some stuff in that free Discord with almost 2,000 members yesterday. It was my long versus short win rate over the last 30 or so trades. I don't know what the exact number was, and I don't want to misquote exactly how much it was. Project X itself, I think you guys know I don't really use any fancy journaling apps anymore. Project X itself doesn't give you win rate based on direction. It does give you total quantity of like longs versus shorts, some things like that. But what I wanted to get after, which I had looked at in the past, is what does win rate look like for my wins versus my shorts? Is there a skew? I know there was, obviously. And in a market like this, right, you could pretty much guess, are you going to be winning more shorts on average or winning more longs on average? Probably longs, right? It was starting to feel like it was skewing very heavily, and it was. But anyway, without going into too much detail, you can hop in Discord, check some of that stuff out. We're pushing the upside. Extremely strong market, super bullish. Consecutive, green days, none sweeping below prior day low. Just continuing to break out and push to the upside. Even on a no news Monday, yesterday, after FOMC, again, for me, I'm taking the trade that I took all day, every day. That short off of a key level just did not play out. Did not play out at all, obviously. We just continued to push to the upside. A Little bit of the pullback up here, but hardly any 15-minute bars breaking below 15-minute bar low till we started to get all the way up here. Little pullback in here in the middle of the day, but just continual breakout to the upside. Very, very strong market. The way that I'm trying to adjust to this a little bit here on ES, and I don't really think I'm doing too great of a job of that adjustment yet, is recognize we're in a super strong trend to the upside. You know, I try to stay unbiased. I try to stay flexible. I find in the past when I've gotten way too biased, only looking for longs, only looking for shorts, I get absolutely cooked. You know, when the market just doesn't agree with me, I get way too aggressive one side. But man, this market is just super strong. Super duper strong. So anyway, higher time frame trend to the upside, right? Looking at the daily, week over week, day over day, looking at the overnight session here, very choppy, very, very choppy from Asia and London. We are sitting right at prior day's volume point of control. We are really just in between at VWAP, the overnight high and low, which is a very tight range. We really didn't do anything in the overnight session here. You know, 11 or so point range here in ES. Prior day high just above. Going to be interesting. We're opening up right here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Here we go for NYSE Open. I'm interested to see, man. Do we just continue? Do we just continue driving to the upside? It feels like that's what we want to do. Feels like that's the game plan here. But I mean, we're gonna have to see. I don't have a strong bias. Coming into this one either way, outside of recognizing that we are in. Sorry, I'll go ahead and mute Discord. All right, Discord. All right. Sorry, guys. All right, maybe that will be enough. Yeah, do we just continue the move? Do we just, you know, rip higher, continue to drive higher, push for higher prices? We're right at a nice round psychological number, 6750s here. We got some news coming up at 9:45 a.m., which I'll talk about. Didn't have to jump right into that since we are nice and early here on the stream. Or do we pull back? Do we have, like, you know, even today, like, you know, do we even catch like a pullback down to like prior week high? Do we catch a pullback down a little bit further before continuation of the upside? Do we even sweep below? Or is it similar to yesterday where, you know, here's our 9:30 candle, literally just, you know, pop right above VWAP and then continual pushes to the upside, right? Just blasting higher. You know, is that the movement that we're going to see today? It's definitely been interesting to take a look at. Very, very aggressive pushes to the upside and just minimal pullback. So again, staying biased while recognizing the context of this market that we are in a strong trending bullish market here. Zoom back out. We'll get the 15-minute and the 1-minute side by side. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think in chat. As always, be chatting up with you guys in a minute. Just wanted to get set here. Let's see. Yeah, very choppy on the 1 minute. Very, very choppy on the 1 minute. Getting a little bit of a pop at the open here. Rising cumulative volume delta, although nothing crazy. For me, it's at 2,700. Yeah, if we start to drive higher, man, I don't think that I'm going to try to get in front of this again. I posted a meme yesterday for those of you that want to laugh about shorting all-time highs. I don't think I'm going to short this all-time high again today. The market is just way too strong. Yesterday, I had some levels above. I had a no news Monday that I was anticipating potentially some more chop, right, in the context of that higher time frame trend to the upside. That gave me enough confidence to jump in short on that one. Look for a run back down, not even to just break out or sweep lows or have a big, crazy bearish day, but just to, at bare minimum, catch a pullback. And we got none of that yesterday. So I'm not going to be licking my wounds, as they say, coming into today and be completely risk off, or not have confidence in your ability, your edge, right? But looking at the chart, outside of just shorting yesterday's high up here, I don't know that there's a beautiful pullback opportunity. Now for the longs, I think it's close your eyes and send it. For the longs, it could be stop loss down here, stop loss down here, stop loss wherever you want, stop loss right here. Just close your eyes and send it. I don't have a buy immediately off of the open play. That's not how I trade, even in very strong trending markets. I'm looking long today. If we are going to continue, if we start to form some structure to the upside, I might try to take something on a continuation. But I don't just buy breakouts. It's just not my strategy, not my approach. Not to say that that can't work nicely for you if that's how you trade, but it's not mine, not my setup. So big bullish day yesterday. Super tight consolidation. Very small daily candle so far. We wait. That's my play. Wait to see. Let me take a look at forexfactory.com. Show you guys the news that we got coming up. This could kick us into gear. Could kick us into the gear to the upside or the downside. We can continue that move from yesterday. Maybe we start to get a pullback. But we have flash manufacturing, flash services, PMI coming up here in about 10 minutes. It's this red folder event right here. And then we also have Trump speaking at 9:50. That's scheduled due to speak at United Nations General Assembly in New York. As you guys know, now it seems to be toned down a little bit. There hasn't been so much like there was earlier in the year, just craziness out of every time he made a comment or posted something. The market just went absolutely wild. We don't have like the tariff talk playing into it every single day. But we have him at 10:50, right? Sometimes that's delayed, that's later. Sometimes it's, next to nothing. Other times it's comments or questions or, wild card move out of the market. So we got some volatility for later today for sure, right? 9:45, 9:50, 10 a.m. We got another orange folder. That's usually not too crazy, Richmond Manufacturing Index. And then later into the day, we got Jerome Powell speaking again. Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking. So due to speak about the economic outlook at the Greater Providence Chamber of Commerce in Rhode Island, audience questions answered. That is very likely to cause some volatility, and especially when it's not just like data release or it's really the only time I want to click on these to get some details. If he's answering questions, the market seems to hang on it. I don't know why, and it can immediately erase the move that it initially prints. It could turn around very quickly. And then we got Trump speaking again later. So we got news today. We got some volatility that could potentially come into these markets. Again, 8 minutes to that flash manufacturing PMI. That's going to be the first data print. And then the rest of the day just could be dicey. I think if you see wild candle prints at any point during the day, it's going to be between Trump speaking multiple times or Jerome Powell speaking and answering questions. It's pretty easy to understand that. So, you might decide, hey, I'm going to sit out of this. I don't want in on this craziness at all. I'm done. You might say I'm going to trade normally and just accept my risk, kind of what I'm planning to do. Maybe once we get past this 9:45 a.m. Data release, that might be my game plan. But let's see what the market's got for us today. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. Classic, just taking a look at all the U.S. indices. NQ selling off, down at the lows of the session. It's down below overnight low, putting the low of the day in. YM taking off like an absolute rocket. Huge 150-point candle, printing to the upside out of Dow, and ES doing nothing so far. Just slowly drifting higher. So nice spread between those three. I don't know if you trade correlations, you pay attention to all the U.S. indices, but that's what we got going on. Let's see. Waiting for breakout. Nice. All right, guys. I see 47 questions on the giveaway. We run giveaways almost every day on these live streams. A form will drop at a random day, random time in the chat. I will post something up on the screen that says giveaway time, and you will have a form to fill out in the chat. I'm not going to tell you when it is, and I'm not going to tell you anymore whether or not we've already done it. That's my new game plan. Not going to answer when it is or answer questions about it outside of we run them almost every day. No guarantee, but almost every day. We've run it every day for a few weeks now. And they're for different types of prop accounts, cash, other fun stuff. But a form will drop, no purchase necessary, in the chat. I can make you guys aware of it. You fill it out, basic contact information. You get about 10 minutes to fill it out. Then it gets closed. And then we run some duck races. That's how the giveaway works, guys. That's the giveaway. US 30 long. Nice. Good morning. What's up? Good morning, guys. Sticking to my guns. That's it. That's all you can do. Good morning, everyone. Scott, Jess, JB, Frank, Daily Tail. Hit the like button, guys. You know it. Scott's looking for the blast off. Dwayne, good morning. Rhombus, good morning. Same story. Yep. Yep. Colby, what's up? What's going on? Based on the consolidation throughout the night, there is going to be a sharp move to one direction and then a reversal. Just my guess for the day. Okay. Purple Ninja's looking for a sharp move in one direction and then a reversal. Expecting a bearish move today. Okay, Ash. All right. Freeze X, good morning. What's up, guys? What's up, chat? Cook Smith, good morning. What's up, the good news? Here for the 50K prop giveaways. Yep, we keep them running, man. Awesome. Move SL to $50 profit. Played out. Almost max profit. Nice. Nope, this is ES. This is ES, guys. You should be able to see it up on my screen here. ES. ES here. ES here. ES here. I trade ES, and I've been trading much more YM. For you guys that don't know, I traded quite a bit of US 30 before I came over to futures. Right, US 30 as a CFD. Back when I was messing with Forex prop firms and CFD firms. Outside of that, quite a bit of NAS 100 and then ES when I came over here to futures. But off of the lives, what's been playing out really nice for me over the last few weeks has been some YM trades, some YM swing trades. Pre-market, usually limit order or entry before the open, sometime between, let's say, like 5 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and really just letting those bad boys rip. Be talking more about that. If the results continue, maybe it's something I look at trying to do live with you guys, but they're just even more zoomed out than usually what I do here on ES, and it becomes difficult to actually capture the whole trade in a live session. Outside of that, I traded NQ quite a bit. It just seems to be a monster. I try to trust my data. I really don't have some kind of ego. I just care about what's going to be the best for me and my P&L and my approach and my personality. And NQ, I don't know. NQ just seems to vary too much. It's a monster. It's very fast moving, very wicky. It can be difficult to work with. At least that's my humble opinion on it. And I think for the most part, staying off of that is going to be the best move for me. I always tend to come back every few months. I'm trading it live with you guys, doing something, getting punished again, but we'll see. Let's see. Can we get a poll? Yeah, we can get a poll going. Let's get a poll going, guys. Yeah, again, guys, I'm staying unbiased. We got about 2 minutes to red folder news, if you guys missed that. 2 minutes to red folder news. So I really don't love to get involved with the market before 9:45 a.m. anyway. If you go back and watch my live sessions, it's probably months since I've put a trade on between 9:30 and 9:45 a.m. 2 minutes to red folder news. Not a crazy one. It's not an NFP. It's not an FOMC. It's not an unemployment. Could be a whole lot of nothing, but I would prefer not to be in at VWAP, just picking a direction. But here we go. Go ahead and answer up or down ES. Here we go. Let's get the poll going right now in Discord. Go ahead and answer before news drops. It's live. You going long or short? What do you think for the day? You think we're going to get a pop out of this and start to push? And I'm talking for the day, not just this initial reaction. 100% long so far. Damn. Oh, there we go. Now we got the bears coming in. Let's see, guys. About 30 seconds. 30 seconds to red folder news. Structure your risk. If you're in a trade, hope it works out for you. Whatever you do, structure your risk and accept it on the front end. Should see some volatility coming in here. Whole lot of nothing so far. Whole lot of nothing so far. Let's see. Yeah, Bookmap got super dark. Can show you guys Bookmap. All the liquidity gets pulled off the book right before news events. You can see it right there. It gets really like dark and ominous, right? Resting buy and sell orders get removed from the book. Somebody like flips the switch on all the algos and they just go away for a little bit. Let the market do whatever it's going to do. Whole lot of nothing on that. Really a nothing burger. That's what I'm anticipating for that so far. That's about a minute. Whole lot of nothing. So maybe we get some more. Maybe they're waiting for Jay Powell and Trump to start speaking. Just to show you guys this again, since we got some news today, I think it's worth noting. This is forexfactory.com. You could use other financial news sites. If I was starting from scratch, I'd probably just get comfortable on Financial Juice. I think they have some of the best stuff. But we got Trump speaking here, coming up in another 5 minutes. He's scheduled to start. Sometimes that's not directly at the specific time. It's before, after, whatever. I think we're likely to see some volatility. So I'll be hanging out, seeing if we can't find a setup. I really don't have anything super beautiful here on ES just yet. And then Jerome Powell here at 12:35 could be dicey. So we'll see. We will see. Whole lot of nothing on that one, man. Whole lot of nothing. Let us see. Let us see. Yeah, this doesn't look great off the bat, guys. Insane move out of Dow. Here's the Dow chart. Out of a rocket, this thing to the upside. Big push out of Dow. No sellers in store in that market. And then Nasdaq, we got quite the opposite. Not completely. We didn't rip lower, and we're starting to turn now. But definitely a divergence between all three of these U.S. indices here. Off the open from 930, selling off quite a few points. Interesting to see. Yeah, consolidating right here around VWAP. Again, I think, if you're coming to this market carrying that super strong long bias, you want to be a buyer. Buys above VWAP, stop loss at a level that makes sense for you. Could be an absolute play. You could send that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, right? Just buying right here near the open off of or above VWAP would have paid you many days of the last few weeks. I think something that basic and that aggressive is really only going to perform well in a super strong bullish market, which you might identify that we're in, and you want to trade. But outside of that, for me, I'm not going to short here. I'm not going to long here. I'm going to wait to see. I'm going to wait to see what we get today. I don't love this structure. There's just really not too much for me. We just have a choppy range for Asia, London, and now not a whole lot at the open. We have, Trump and Jay Powell speaking today. So you could guess, but to me, it oftentimes feels like it's a toss-up, right? Do I want to do this? Or do I want the opposite? Do I want to flip these, right? To me, it just feels like I'm flipping a coin. I don't have any other indication outside of the higher time frame trend to the upside to say, hey, we're just going to continue, right? Stocks are going up, so we're just going to go up, right? So, gun to my head, I'd probably run that long, but this isn't a setup coming for me. So, anyway, we'll hang out. We'll see what the market's got. We'll wait patiently. We're at that 9:50 a.m. time frame where Trump is scheduled to start speaking. You can look on Financial Juice, see if yep, they got him scheduled to speak at the same time. Let's see, they got some live streams rolling. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's on just yet, but looks like he's getting ready to come on. So maybe the market's waiting for that. Sleepy market so far this morning. At least ES, NQ, and Dow moving. Let's see. Choppy 7-point range, more T. Yeah, when Trump is on schedule, red folder news becomes baby blue folder. Yeah. I would agree with that. The Trump comments have been dwarfing the scheduled red folder news events that we've had. XP menu data. Let's see. Super phony. I think Trump won't be talking. Okay, maybe not. Let's see. NQ tanking fast. NQ is wild. You are right though. You're right. Thought the same. Now you confirmed. Yeah. Listen. We talk about, everybody always wants to know the instrument, right? The same way we all want to talk about strategy and indicators, all that type of stuff. It just comes down to you as a person, your preference, right? You want fast moving, volatile market conditions, really fast moving stuff. You like a lot of momentum. I think I think NQ could be a good choice for you. For the most part, I think it's too aggressive for most traders, especially during NYSE session. I think it's just very fast moving, very wicky, and a lot of traders aren't trading that way. You know, they're not going to benefit from that movement. This is interesting, man. Yeah, take a look at Bookmap here with you guys. Nothing too crazy here. Nothing too crazy. Pretty calm cumulative volume delta, even as we start to push up. We've got quite a bit of orders that have been getting moved around on the book. I'm interested to see if these start to stay here, right? So after news came finished up, these came back on. I'm curious to see if we're going to hold on to this right here, if this is going to start to be BS. BS meaning last price gets close to it, we get pulled. It's about 600 on the book, down below price at 67.50. 67.48.50 has another 178. I'm curious to see if these start to stay on the book. 500 up here. Could be interesting to see if they start to fill or if they act as support or resistance. We start to act like fuel to the fire, coming to the downside. Outside of that, there's I'm just zooming way out. There's not a ton screaming at me. The next thing that catches my eye, liquidity wise, are these levels up here. If we were going to push to the upside, we got some sell orders resting up there that we might want to go and fill. But first things first, I'm looking at these areas right here. We start to come lower. Like, do we get through these 67.50s here? Nice round psychological number. Those look like they want to stay on the book. Let's see. Pretty calm CVD. If it was super duper strong, maybe I'd be even more aggressively looking for a buy just to hang on through some crazy volatility. But I see myself staying more patient today. Just not a whole lot of structure from a technical standpoint. Consolidation, you could trade from the middle of it. You could fade the extremes. You could trade the breakout. But just buy or sell right off of VWAP in the middle of consolidation. You know, like I talked about, you could play this off of VWAP. You would have had a couple points to the upside to grab already for the higher time frame move, right? And just say, yep, we're just going to continue putting bullish days in. We're not going to sweep prior day low. We don't no pullback. We're just going to continue doing what we've been doing day over day. And I don't think there's anything crazy wrong with that, inherently wrong with that. It's not my play. It's really not my play. Yes, choppy 7 point. What other indices can you trade with top one? Any foreign? So yeah, you could take a look at the contracts up here. Mildoc to Rock. I'm sorry, I never know you guys' names. Here's all of the contracts that you could trade. There's quite a bit. I would go straight to their site and look at the available products to trade straight to top one. The link is at the top of this chat. They have a list of them. But there's quite a few options. Yeah, giveaways on stream. Hoop for everybody else that jumped on late. Giveaways on stream. You hang out here. Random days, random times. Form drops in the chat. You get about 10 minutes to fill it out. No purchase necessary. And we get somebody rolling with an account, with cash, with, it depends. But that's the deal. Giveaways on stream. Right back down to VWAP. Yeah, man, this is super choppy. Nothing really going here. I think you're either going to I think we're going to break out. Like someone said, hey, consolidating really tight price action. I think we're going to break out one way or the other and then maybe reverse. I think either we break out and hold or we break out and reverse. I would agree with that. I flip a coin on which one that is today. But I got to imagine that once one of these dudes start yapping, Trump or Jerome Powell, which are both scheduled to speak multiple times today, I think we're likely to see some wild volatility. And I don't like to just guess. I don't like to try to flip a coin. That's not It's not something sustainable, right? That's not my strategy, not my approach. It's to say, hey, okay, we consolidated tight range through Asia, London. We're bullish higher time frames, really bullish overall higher time frames. I'm just going to get long or short and send it, right? You'll generate a win or a loss, but I don't think that that's going to give you a repeatable long-term way to trade, right? So long way of repeating myself multiple times here to say I don't really see much. hanging out, staying patient. Maybe into the latter part of the afternoon or day, we start to see something that sets up really nice. We see some structure one way or the other. We get a sweep and then a turn. But I'd want to see us come outside of prior day high like we tried to just there, or overnight low, and then start to look at what we have going on with Bookmap. Coming into these 6750s here again, we got orders here. They're staying on the book quite a bit. That 600 lot that we were looking at, that's sitting there. We actually need a putback. I think you mean pullback, but yeah, man. We haven't gotten a lot of pullbacks, right? Really, just have not gotten a lot of pullbacks. Got it right, Mill Dr. Rot. There we go. I do have those on my top one trader accounts. Nice, the Forex CFD side of top one. Just getting my ducks in order to get one of the futures accounts. Yeah, man. I mean, you do what works best for you, right? If you're trading Forex and CFDs, that's a little bit different. That might be working well for you. I think obviously the futures market is pretty sweet. I came from Forex and CFDs, and I have no indication of going back whatsoever. Not at all. It's a no contest futures for me for sure. Both in prop firms, platforms, the volume data, the spreads, the fees, commission, the legitimacy, everything. Especially for U.S. based traders. I think that's kind of specific. Forex, CFDs, spread betting they have other parts of the world. I think you have other unique opportunities. But as a U.S. based trader, I just think the U.S. doesn't want us trading Forex or CFDs. They definitely don't want us trading CFDs because they're illegal. You can't trade CFDs with any regulated broker in the U.S. Maybe an overseas regulated broker. Let's see. Here we go. A little bit of volume coming in on this candle here. 10 o'clock. I'm guessing we don't have Trump just yapping yet. Let's see if we can pull that up. Looking at the Associated Press live stream, they've got somebody that's not Trump speaking. It says, and it looks like he hasn't spoke yet. Trump speech at UN General Assembly 2025 live. So, not yet. Not just yet, boys and girls. Trump's yap is for the next session. No. Nope. No, sir. Now. He was scheduled for 10 minutes ago. Unless I'm reading it wrong. Yep. He's scheduled to speak right now. 9:50 a.m. Eastern. And then we've got Jay Powell speaking at 12:30, 12:35. So, yeah, this could get a little bit wild. And then we have even more. I'm looking actually on Financial Juice. They got Trump stuff all day. 1 p.m. there's a Trump meeting. 2:30 p.m. Eastern there's another Trump meeting. And then he's scheduled to speak at the UN reception after hours, 7:20. But, yeah, it could get wild. I'm guessing we start to see some volatility. But this just looks like to me the market, is ready for that. Nobody wants to get involved. We're sitting at VWAP here in ES. Obviously, NQ and and YM living in their own world today. YM absolutely shot out of a rocket. Um, are YM or NQ doing something different? You guys let me know in the chat. NQ was selling off, not insanely aggressively, but complete divergence. NQ, YM popped by like 0.75%. AES was flat. NQ sold off. I don't use correlations that way. I don't trade the U.S. indices all together on one chart. Dow at 47K. Ooh, there you go. Ooh, that's a big round number. I mean, we might get a reaction out of that. Oh, yeah, just as I said it, I just popped over to Bookmap. Yeah, it sold off a little bit there. We'll see. He speaks twice today. Yeah, scheduled to speak twice today. Damn. For now, Tylenol. Yeah. I saw the Tylenol comments. That was in a newsletter that I got this morning. Sketchy stuff. Vitamins, yeah, Trump stuff. Only in Dubai CFDs. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, man, interesting. This is a chop fest. I'm not looking to get involved in this just yet. Here's the thing, guys. We're going to take wins and losses, right? Unfortunately, I started the week off with an L yesterday. Part of the game, right? Part of the game. What I would not like to do is take losses on trades that I know I shouldn't be in and look back and say, that was a terrible trade. There was no setup. You were just, you were just anxious. You wanted to trade. You wanted to make money. And you put a stupid trade on, right? So I think a huge part of trading, outside of sitting patient, just not doing something stupid, as crude as that can be and sound, just not doing something stupid, not putting the trade on outside of your approach, not over risking, over leveraging, not completely jacking up trade management. When it comes time to manage your trade, if you can keep yourself from doing something dumb, a lot of times you can make money in the long run. Yeah, this is kind of interesting, man. It's kind of interesting up here. CVD started to drop off as we came lower. We filled both of those orders right down in here at the 50s. Cracked below. We got an immediate reaction back up to the upside, but overall super choppy. And as we break in one direction, I'm not taking a trade. I'm not going to take a breakout with a stop loss just below or a breakout with a stop loss just above. Not it for me today, chat. So I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit and try not to do something stupid. Yesterday I overtraded, mate, that I shared. Yeah, sorry to hear it, man. Sorry to hear it. It happens. Work on that. Work on that so it doesn't happen, You really want to find yourself in a position of discipline when it comes to trading. If you're over trading, over leveraging, going on tilt, oversizing, it comes from a couple places. But for me, it was always two places. It was just overall lack of discipline, complete lack of discipline, and disregard for treating this like a business and actually treating it with some respect and not just trying to have fun or whatever. And then also a lack of understanding of the game of probabilities that we're playing and the markets, right? The way that the market moves. By over trading and over leveraging, putting too much risk on one single trade, you're telling yourself that you have some increased certainty of what's going to happen next, right? And that to me is just fundamentally incorrect in the markets. Now, you might be dynamic with risk management, and you might put a little bit more risk on certain trades and a little bit less risk on others based on context, and you do that consistently. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just YOLOing, trades, just accounts for being frustrated, or trading your P&L, continuing to trade because you lost, or continuing to trade because you won. It doesn't make logical sense, right? It doesn't make sense to do that. Your goal is to wait patiently for whatever your criteria for entry is, put that risk on, pay to find out if it's going to work or not, and then move on, where you wait for the next instance of that happening. Anything you do in between there is just gambling, is just a waste of risk because you don't have an edge, right? Or you don't even believe you have an edge. So if you can really meditate on and start to build a core belief that you don't know what's going to happen next in the markets and you don't need to make money. The markets are very random on the short term, very consistent on the long term, and any edge has a random distribution of wins and losses, right, over a large series. It doesn't make sense to do these crazy constant trading, in between all of the times where your edge is actually present or you believe it's present, right? It just starts to not make sense. So read some good books. I posted a book list a couple places today. Read the books. Read them more than once, right? Build that belief system, and then build some damn discipline. This is not easy to do. When there's money on the line, there's opportunity for money to be made or lost. It's difficult. It's really difficult to stay disciplined. But build some damn discipline, or else don't trade. It's way too hard. It's not going to be the game for you if you are a completely undisciplined person. You're not going to be able to show up to the charts, half-assing it. You're just going to get cooked, That's my humble opinion. I'd say, let's see. Yeah. VWAP Tango. Yep. I'd say the setup, one type of trade, take it for the day. There it is. Walk away. Sure. Basically gambling and hoping at that point. Yeah. Yep. All right. Think about it. What are you doing if you're taking a trade outside of what you believe will give you an edge? You're just hoping. Hope is not a strategy, right? Hope is not something that will provide consistent income. And I don't think anybody's here to just win a trade today, right? If you're here to just win one trade, do whatever you want to do, right? Most of us are here to try to generate the skill set to make money consistently in the long run, not to win a trade, right? Or to make money on the next trade. That's not going to help you. We don't know if we're going to make money on this next trade or the next one after that. But you want to be able to apply some consistency that you believe is going to generate income in the long run over the next series of trades. So, what are you doing outside of your rule set? Right? What are you doing YOLOing your account, over trading, over leveraging? Ask yourself, why am I doing that? I want to make money. I want to prove that I know how to trade. I want to be profitable. I want to start making money. I want a Lambo and a Rolex. Write it out. Write it out, right? How are you going to get there? Okay, doing what I'm doing is guaranteeing that I lose money, right? It's the opposite of getting there. What will get me there, right? Identifying some criteria for entry, managing risk, being consistent. Try to think through that. You want to do something stupid, buy a lottery ticket? Yeah, just go to the casino. If you want to, listen, you might as well, that's what I always say. You might as well have fun while you lose money. If you want to gamble, just go to the casino, right? Play some games, and, you can lose money there, right? But you might as well have fun while you're losing money. Let's see. Yeah, 62%, somebody's just clicking the button. 62% of you said long. 38% said short. 37 votes. So interesting. You guys are looking long overall, but not by a really heavy margin. A lot of good traders who make fantastic trades, but they and me tend to chase red and then blow the account. Yep. I always compliment those who make a red trade and then walk away. That's some real discipline. Yeah. Here's what I say, man. Being a great trader or a good trader involves not doing the latter part of that, right? And that's the hard part, Rhombus. The easy part is putting on a good trade. The easy part is taking a win or taking a loss, right? Right on that first one. The hard part is staying disciplined after that, or throughout the day, or maybe even here right now with me. You're watching it. We're 45 minutes into New York session. We're sitting here. I want to trade, right? I want to make money today. I want to put trades on with you guys. I don't want to have a no trade session. Hard to not put a stupid one on if you're anxious, if you have these, underlying beliefs that tell you should be doing something wrong, right? All that type of stuff. Trump about to speak. Here we go. Trump's speak started. Yeah, not a good day to trade. Structure is pretty trash. I don't know. Maybe you love when the market does this and you just trade ranges. Here to pick up the skill towards financial freedom. Yeah, it's the process, right? It's the process. I'd argue you have a better shot at winning at the casino than by pressing the buy and sell button. Yeah, here's an interesting dynamic, right? Here's an interesting dynamic. I'd like to gamble on Trump's comments. That'd be fun. Yeah, Polymarket might have that. Wolf, Go Team Bear, Trump and Powell. Okay, yeah. We got the guys starting to talk now. We'll see what happens. Here's the deal with trading, right? At the casino, there's a guaranteed edge against you. It's present in every game, right? The casino has an edge in every game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, ask in the chat and I'll define that. In trading, technically, if you entered with a 1-to-1 randomly in any market that's not a persistently trending market the way that we have in U.S. indices, completely random with an equal risk to reward, and there was no fees, commissions, spreads, swaps if you're trading Forex, anything that would eat into that, you should end break even. We know that you won't overall because there are things like spreads, fees, swaps, commissions. But you should end close to break even, right? There shouldn't be an inherent edge against you. Where I think trading becomes so much even more difficult than a gambling game is that while the game is playing out, while the trade is on, while the wheel is spinning, you're able to do anything you want. You're able to continually move your stop loss, move your take profit to continue the game. You're able to add in, to bet more, to remove some of your bet as the thing is playing out, right? There's no certain end to the trading the trade that you're in, right? You can allow it to just continue on. With gambling, there's at least structure, right? Here, and they talk about this in the books, right? I don't know if it's Douglas or Hogarth or Tendler. One of these guys talk about it. The ones that I read over and over and over again. You have to be an active loser if you're sitting at the blackjack table, right? You have to physically pull more money out of your pocket and then bet again. And then once the game is on, you can't continue to bet. You're either going to win or lose, and then you have to decide what to do next, right? There's also minimums and maximums, right? Things that provide some structure. There's none of that in trading. It's a endless, boundless area for winning or losing money with very, very, very little rules. So the risk of ruin, I think, is greater, right? You can immediately blow an account. You can open up a live account with a broker, a stock account, Forex account, futures account, and blow it within seconds of your first trade. Immediately. Won't bat an eye. That traditionally won't happen at a blackjack table unless you're just betting, unless you somehow are just betting your entire bankroll first at the first hand. So yeah. Anyway, try to create some structure. Know what you're looking for, right? Keep it simple so you can actually know what the hell you're looking for. Become a good risk manager. Wait patiently for your setups to come. Put them on without reservation or hesitation. And recognize that you don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody does. And you don't need to make money. You don't need to know what's going to happen on the next trade to make money. Try to think in a series of trades perspective, right? What's going to happen over the next 20 trades if I do X, Y, Z, right? That's how we have to think. In my humble opinion, I believe the markets are very inconsistent and random on the short term, and they're very consistent and predictable and have probabilistic outcomes in the long term, similar to a coin flip, right? A coin flip, if you flip a coin 100,000 times, you're going to end up pretty close to 50-50 heads and tails, right? If you flip a coin 3 times, can you tell me what's going to happen? Is it going to be, or 4 times? Is it going to be heads twice and tails twice? No, not at all. No, you wouldn't bet that. Not at all, right? Does that mean that it's not a 50-50 shot of coming up heads or tails? No, it just means that the distribution of heads and tails is random. It's not consistent, right? You have to really reflect on that in trading, because we're up against the same paradox that over enough flips of a coin, and that lack of understanding, I think, prevents so many traders from doing well. And why somebody said in here, there's great traders that can pick good entries and then they blow up accounts because they do stupid stuff. I think a lot of it comes from a disregard and a lack of understanding of probabilities, man. And creating, not just understanding it and being aware of it, but creating core beliefs around it that make sense, right? If I gave you a coin, like here's the example. If I gave you a coin to flip and I said, you could, let me not even do the analogy. Just think about the coin flip, guys. Think about the coin flip. I won't rant anymore on it. Let's see, guys. Nothing. VWAP chop today. VWAP chop. VWAP chop. That's what we got going on. Well, while we're hanging out, guys, while we are hanging out, if you guys were paying attention last week, you know that the top 1 futures Ignite automatic funded accounts are gone. They ended today. They are done. They rolled out a new deal for today, for this week, end of the month sale. They increased the discount on my favorite accounts, the instant funded accounts. We got 45% off all instant funded accounts. These are the end of day trailing drawdown, no daily loss limit, no ESS score, no time limit, no intraday trailing drawdown accounts, right? The best rule set overall, in my humble opinion, and some of the best rules in the industry for instant funded accounts. Take a look at the 50K. If you're going to compare anything, I think that's the most advantageous one to look at. If you want the larger account size, obviously the 150K is the way to go. Better chance to get moved to a larger size live account with 150K. But you can copy trade up to 5 of the 25K and 50K, up to 3 of the 150 and 100K. Again, my favorite account type for a number of reasons. This is what I started with. These are the accounts that I've done the best in because of all the reasons we talked about. No ESS, no intraday trailing drawdown, right? Just objectively the best accounts from a rule set perspective. They are the more expensive ones, right? Similar to other firms that offer multiple different account types. If you want to check it out, link is in the chat. Code RDF is going to get you the deal. I think it's only 40% off on the site, in the main Discord, in the email. You want the best deal, code RDF is going to do it for you. Remember, guys, I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money from the links and the codes, so I can't be unbiased. Go to the site, do your own research, make your own decisions, right? Read the rules, go to the frequently asked questions, go through it yourself and decide, hey, this is a great opportunity for me. hey, this is a trash opportunity for me, but I am a biased party, right? Important for me to be transparent about that. If you guys want to check it out, I will throw the link in the chat one more time. That's going to be good for the end of the month, through the end of the month. 45% off is the best deal that they've run on those in a while. I'm going to make sure that I stay maxed out on those. I am continuing to trade the 7-pack of Straight to Sim Funded here pros with you, the original 7-pack that I got when these account types launched. But outside of this, I'm trading the instant fundeds. I'm only trading the instant fundeds. I think they're the best opportunity to potentially work towards a live account, which is my goal. That's what I'm going for. With top one. With top one. Let's see. Uncle lost his charm after Trump took over, at least recently. Psychology plays so much into success or failure. I sometimes play with blown accounts as if they were demos. Sometimes flip the risk to reward from 1 to 5 and 5 to 1. Doesn't matter. I roll red. Yeah, listen, man. We all know the strategies out there, right? We all know the strategies out there. Do I own a stake in Top 1 Futures? No. I'm a partner affiliate. I don't make any of the big decisions. I don't own any of that at all. If it was as easy as having a good strategy, right? If it was as easy as just having a simple set of variables that provided a small measurable edge, and that's all we needed to make money trading, I think the statistics for people that make money trading would be way bigger, right? We know that that's not the hard part. If you've been at this game for, I'd say, at least a year or two, you know that that's not the hard part. You know that that's not it. The hard part is, in my opinion, the discipline and the ability to work within a very inconsistent, random market on the short term, right? You know, it's really difficult to take 3, 4, 5, 6 losses in a row, knowing damn well that that's well within your win rate and a reasonable string of wins or losses. And it's very difficult to handle that and not come outside of your rules, not get overconfident or start to lose confidence, right? Not start to change the way you're doing something, completely add something, completely remove something, change risk, right? That's where so much difficulty comes in. That's psychology. That's mindset. That's the way that you're thinking about trading, right? Like, let me even go further on that, since the market's just not doing anything and we're having good conversation. I'm going to pull up a chart for you guys. This is going to be, yeah, let me just see if I can get this one up. This is the probability of seeing a specific number of wins or losses out of a 50 trade sample size. See if I could just open this image up. I think this is from like FTMO. And some of these are ever so slightly off. I've heard some people talk about the percents not being exact and stuff like that. But this provides a general idea, right? So here's what we're looking at, chat. This is a great chart. This is an insane chart to think about. I'm going to make sure you guys can see it. Yeah, you can't. Okay, I'm going to take my face over here to the side. You guys can probably see it now. Cool. Okay, check this out. Check this out. What we're looking at here, right? Probability of seeing at least X number of consecutive losing trades within a 50 trade period based on your win rate. Okay, so we have win rate over here, right? Your win rate. And this is the number of losing trades that you are likely to see and the percent over the next 50 trade sample size. So here's what we're looking at, right? If you have let's say you have a modest win rate, right? A modest win rate. Over the next, and you have a 60% win rate, right? Over the next 50 trades, you are extremely likely to see 2 or 3 consecutive losing trades. You're still pretty damn likely. You have a 70% probability of seeing 4 back-to-back losing trades. Okay, that's with a high win rate, 60, 65%, right? Let's say you run a really positive risk to reward, right? You have a 3-to-1 risk to reward and a 40% win rate. I'm gonna shoot from the hip and say that that's an extremely profitable strategy. I believe it is. Let's say it's a 4-to-1 risk to reward and a 40% win rate, right? Here's where the numbers get a little bit jacked up. I don't know why they have a 99.9% and 100% over here. You have an extremely high chance at a 40% win rate of seeing a consecutive amount of losing trades in a 50 trade sample size, right? 5, 6 back-to-back losses. That's doing everything correct. That's maintaining exactly a specific win rate, which we know oftentimes doesn't happen. That's doing everything perfect, right? And making money in the long run. So it begs the question, can you handle seeing that number of consecutive losses without thinking everything's going wrong? Can you show up day after day and take, let's say, 4 losses, right? These numbers, these probabilities increase as the sample size goes up, right? Over 100 trade sample size. So I think that's where psychology and mindset comes in, right? I can hand you, or somebody can hand you, maybe I can't, a strategy. Let's say magically they can. They can hand you a guaranteed 40% win rate, 5-to-1 risk to reward approach, right? Over the next 50 trades, you're going to take 5 or 6 L's in a row. Not overall, but in a row. You're likely to hit a string. After the 5th trade, are you able to come back in and trade that same approach, that 40% win rate approach, to take potentially another L without changing something, without over-risking, over-leveraging, doing something different? And I'd acknowledge this. Most traders can't. That's where a lot of experience comes in, a lot of confidence comes in, back testing, forward testing, belief in your system, your approach, yourself. That's why so much as mindset stuff makes sense. Now, you could flip this on its head, right? Completely flip it on its head and turn the colors differently. And the same thing is true for winners, right? If you have a really high win rate strategy, right, or even a modest win rate strategy, you're likely to see a number of consecutive winners. Are you able to not get overconfident on your 4th or 5th W in a row where you feel like you have it all figured out and you're asking yourself the question, why am I not risking way more? Why am I wasting my time? I got this all figured out. I can't lose here, right? So many traders go wrong on both sides of it. I think most struggle with taking a couple losses. 3, 4 losses in a row, I think almost all traders have confidence shaken. Their ability to actually maintain doing what they're doing with any consistency goes out the window. They start strategy hopping, searching for the holy grail, doing something completely differently than they're doing. And that's where things really start to go sideways. So think about that. Think about that chart. You could find this chart, probability of seeing X number of losing trades over a sample size. You could just Google it and go from there. But, whoa, I don't want to do that. Mess up the stream here. But that's where the understanding of probabilities come in, right? That's where the understanding of probabilities come in. If you have a winning strategy, right? If you have a winning approach, which you can, a combination of win rate and risk to reward that generates a profitable P&L, positive expectancy. Are you able to actually follow that? Can you follow that through 3, 4, 5 losses? You know what happens if I take 5 losses back to back? It's been a while. If I take 3, I start to get the messages. What's going on, man? You should take a break. Why do you keep doing XYZ instead of something else? God forbid you have a low win rate strategy and you have to accept that you're going to have 6, 7 losses. You know what I'm saying? So I know the community. I know at least, my community. Unfortunately, I know people across socials. They don't have that. They don't have that understanding of probabilities at all. At all. They have an extremely skewed, unrealistic expectation of what trading results should look like. That seeing 3 losses in a row is crazy. That's insane. That shouldn't happen. And, you don't know what you're doing. You're not a good trader and your strategy sucks. And it keeps them, because they have this, I think, poor understanding, it keeps them, and it kept me and so many others searching for a system or a strategy or an approach that won't happen to. I'm going to indicator my way out of ever having to take losses, right? I'm going to add tools and find a way to be able to not have to withstand losses like that, right? It's not out there. It's just not out there. So I think that's a really important piece of trading, and that's mindset, a psychology, right? That's not strategy. It's having confidence and an understanding of your metrics. And man, if you can start to wrap your head around that, you could really start to wrap your head around that and be comfortable sitting through drawdown, and even when you are doing well, because I'd say it's equal, if not more dangerous when you're winning. I see so many traders blow up after they start winning. The equity curve is a boom and bust, right? That's not my word, but it's the boom and bust cycle. You do really well, you blow up. You do really well, you blow up. And it's that mindset, right? It's not the market changing, it's you. It's you changing something. So I think that chart, incredibly important to reflect on. Go back, pause the video, look at it, get a rough idea what your win rate is, and take a look over the next 50 trades. If you maintain that win rate, you have a winning strategy, positive expectancy, you're likely to hit X number of consecutive trades. You good with that? Can you handle losing the amount of risk that you're putting on that many trades in a row? Will you blow your account, right? Just inherently, are you risking too much? I think that's important to look at. Sorry about you. It's just me. My volumes are set high, but hearing you. Yeah. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I turn my head sometimes. I start talking out of the side because I go like this and it gets quiet. But let me know if you guys can hear me. I can move the mic closer to my mouth. But usually when I go back and listen, if I go back and review anything, I'm pretty loud. Let me know if you guys can't hear me though. I'll try to adjust something. Damn, missed my entry. Called my new job. Kind of dicey around VWAP, sitting back in my hands, going through. Yeah. We can hear you. Yeah, I think it might be on your end. The good news overall. I think crank the volume up. If I crank it any louder, it gets like really, really loud. But I actually have this on the streaming thing as full volume. If I yell into it like this, it's probably going to deafen everybody. Starting to sell off here in ES. Finally kind of coming out of this, coming to the low end of this range, this overnight low. Audio's a bit low. Okay. Yeah, I'll go louder with it. I'll go a little bit louder with it. Let's go for that. Looking at this. Yeah, so not a ton of volatility out of these markets where we really started to do anything crazy, right? We're just starting to drift lower here, despite having Trump and Powell scheduled to speak. A slow drift lower. Do we sweep overnight low and pop right back up? Do we just start to chop from here, coming all the way down around this level, right? Do we start to find buyers down here? We got CVD dropping off pretty heavy. Yeah, we got CVD dropping off pretty heavy. I'm interested to see what happens down here, but I don't really have an insane setup here, guys. If we if we get crazy volatility at any point, I'm not going to jump in with it. You know, I think half the time we get follow through, the other half the time we just reverse. So if we get a crazy candle that prints, I'm not looking to trade it. If we sell off down below this overnight low level, sweep down this this 740, I'm curious to see if we start to pop. I've got overnight low on ES here at 744, 67.44. Yeah, we failed to go check out, failed to go sweep prior day high. Coming back down on this, I anticipate it could be choppy. I don't know that we really completely start to sell off. Looks like NQ stayed to the downside. YM turned. YM sold off over 100 points off the highs from 47, 50s, 60s, all the way down to 46, 890s now. Yeah, this is interesting. Interesting. Coming to low of day. Finally, let's go. Trump talks to the UN, waiting for someone to yell fire. Go long. Interesting. Yeah, I don't have anything crazy on this, guys, and I don't know that I'm going to pull something wild here. Wait to see if we come down through this low. That's my game plan. But while we're waiting, 10:39 a.m. Eastern, I'm not ending the stream. I'm not going anywhere just yet, but I will be right back. I'm going to go somewhere right now. Chair, you're in charge. Good luck. Be right back, guys. All right, chat. What are we doing? A whole lot of nothing here. That's what we're doing. A whole lot of nothing. Yeah, guys, this is pretty trash. This is about as trash as it comes. That's what I got going on here. Let's see. Chair, throw in a 50 lot short at 64, 67.46. Yeah, I don't know about that. Something just happened on NQ. Let's see what we got. Let's go around the horn here. Take a look. I'll try to do this on one screen. Let's see. What do we do? We pop on NQ or do we sell off? Started to pop. A little bit. Right back towards VWAP. Now, do we reject there and start to come lower? Are we going to see some selling pressure finally here in NQ? Or are we just going to maintain this beautiful trend line to the upside here on the 15-minute chart? And then if we take a look at our good friend Dow, Dow sold off back to VWAP. So these two are complete opposite here. Dow sold off directly back to VWAP and is now bouncing 35, 40 points. Yes, my weapon of choice here with you guys, at least for today. Kind of not doing much, man. Kind of not doing much. You know, taking a look at these on the daily. That ain't much here, man. Do we flip this bullish and go? I don't know. I could see us coming lower on this, man. That'd be a gnarly wick to the upside if we flip that bad boy. If we flip that bad boy to the downside. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we turn this into a big bullish day here, guys. 1044. It feels like we're waiting for something, right? This gets discretionary and subjective. That's a tight little range. That's a tight little range here on ES and NQ. Kind of feels like the market's waiting for somebody to. But yeah, this is pretty interesting, man. This is definitely pretty interesting. Nah, chop till Trump stops. Yeah. Wait for it. Been short since the 52.25. Squeezed a couple dollars out at break even. Common markets to come when Trump shuts up. Sorry, Jess. Is that just looking for the left? No, it's all good. Yeah, guys. This is trash. This is pretty trash. Looking at financial juice again. Again, if somebody says something crazy, actually, let me pull up Forex Factory for you guys. We got a bunch of people that hopped on. I appreciate you. We got quite a bit today. We got through this so far. Assuming Trump is not still speaking, financial juice won't load for me for some reason. Every once in a while, that site lags out. Let's see. Can we pull up the live video? See who's yapping at the UN speech thing, General Assembly. We got Jay Powell talking into the afternoon and answering questions. That could be a problem. Oh no, Trump's talking right now. Trump's speaking right now. Wow, not a lot out of the market for him talking. Is this live? Yeah, it's live. Jay Powell talking 12:35. That probably would generate a little bit more, but I just see this market as hands off for right now. Till we start to get some kind of catalyst that starts kicking us lower. One of these guys makes a comment that the market really likes or really doesn't like. So far, slow drift to the downside, like, declining volume here. Maybe we just sweep the lows. If you were looking for a buy and you just are trying to get in long every day, your game plan is, wait for a pullback to buy it. I don't think this is a bad spot, right? I don't think this is a bad way to structure risk. You're going to aim for a high of day. I don't know that we just flip this into another big, huge green candle. We certainly could, but this isn't a setup for me. So I think I'm going to stay patient. I'll set some alerts here in ES. Probably down below session lows whenever I finish up. Here's what I do into the afternoon, right? For you guys that want to pay attention to that as well. Into the afternoon on whatever I'm going to trade, I like to set some alerts, right? Some stuff to the downside, some stuff to the upside. I'll typically throw a trading view alert above whatever price action, whatever market structure we form for the session, and then right down below. And then I'll throw one or two down below even further or up above even further at a key level, right? And what this does is it'll give me the heads up first to wake my ass up, not wake myself up because I'm sleeping, but, to look at the chart real quick. If we start to break out of whatever range that we're in, I could take a look at what happened in the meantime, maybe catch a trade idea, start to frame a trade idea, and then around the level, I'll usually go above. Like, so for example, if I wanted to, maybe take a buy, if we swept prior week high, or we came down to the 6730s, I'd probably throw 1, 3 or 4 points, 5 points above that. Again, bring myself back on the charts as we start to move into a key level, and then maybe take a trade that way. I don't like sitting at the charts for forever. I don't think it's helpful. Same thing in the morning session. It's a little bit different. The morning session is a little bit different. We could talk about that, right? Let's talk about. I said I was going to talk about it actually on. Here's what my YM chart looks like on TradingView, where I have. So I'm not marking, obviously, I'm not marking it up on this. But I'm going to throw a couple of these volume profiles, kind of give you an idea what I'm looking for. All right, very similar to what I do on ES, right? Very, very similar to what I do on ES. But here on YM, what I'll do is whenever my alarm goes off in the morning, be waking up, grabbing a cup of coffee, right? And I'm looking for a reversion trade, right? A simple reversion trade, meaning I'm looking to buy with a limit order down below some level of structure, at a level of structure, at a key area of volume, or sell up above level of structure, price action, volume point of control for a reversion back down towards, or back down or up towards VWAP, another level of volume, right? Yesterday's long on longs that played out, right? I shared some P&Ls from it on YM were for a limit order sitting right down here, right? Right down here. Boop. Right down below the prior day low. Right, that's what I was looking for. Decent level of volume, right? Decent area that had been tested multiple times as support and resistance, right? Wide stop loss. Stop loss was somewhere down here, down below this level of structure in case we came all the way down and swept. I'm still alive. And take profit was somewhere in here. Right? Up above VWAP, back around this area of volume, back around this structure, right, from pre-market. I do that with limit orders. I really just do that with limit orders. Let's see, where's 5 a.m. here? I'll be actually accurate, right? So here's the simplicity of a trade idea like this. Well, we're bullish overall. I'd like to find a long, right? I'd like to find a long over a short. Limit order down below this level of structure right here, looking left. That's the next area that I think might be swept down below this low. I don't want to hold it out for all the way down here, but I definitely want to stop loss outside of this in case we come, all the way back down, maybe another 50 points outside of that. Buy order set right here. And this is just an example of it working out really nicely. Buy order set right there. Something like this. Let's say it was 200 and 200. I have to go back and actually take a quick look. Boom. Something like that, right? I might also, on a day like this, I might also have another limit order, a limit sell, if I'm not too concerned with the overall higher time frame trend, the way I've tried to be more concerned with, at 5 a.m. when I wake my ass up here, right in here, off of this level. I might have a limit order sell, pretty much the exact opposite of what I do on the long side, right up here, right? To say why, right? Same thing. Hey, I think if we crack at the open up here, we're likely to come back down, trade below VWAP, go and sweep VWAP, go and check everything out, right? Does it always, present an entry? Does it always give me a way to throw limit orders in there? No, right? There's plenty of days where we have a crazy movement out of the market, right? We get something insane where I don't really have a level of structure that I want to trade off of. I don't have a prior day volume point of control, because I really do look at that as well, where prior days volume point of controls are, where the current days, volume point of control areas of high volume on the chart. Outside of just levels of structure being swept, returning to or trading off of key levels of volume. This is really what I'm looking at here. But I do that with limit orders, really simply. Set it and forget it. Maybe a little bit positive on the risk to reward, maybe like a 1.5 to 1. Not more than 2, because I run a wide stop loss. I would need a huge move to make it a 2 to 1. But somewhere, around that 1 to 1, 1.5 to 1 risk to reward. And that tends to work really well. Work really well. Not all the time, right? When the market just cranks in one direction, tend to take L's when we chop back and forth. When we do revert back down to the mean, tends to work nicely. But something as simple as that. There's discretion involved. There's subjective interpretation, right? And that just comes from experience. It's not nearly as simple as set a buy limit below prior day low and a sell limit above prior day high. I don't think that would work at all. It's not as simple to say, sell down to a level of structure, buy up to a level of structure, right? I'm applying some discretion. What does the overnight session look like? What did the last couple days look like? What does the overall trend look like? And, filtering from there. Back up to VWAP here. Now, do we come right back above? Is this going to be the low end of this range and we just blast right through? I'm not looking for a long in this. CVD still looks super low. This looks like we want to come lower. CVD continuing to drop off as we pull back here. Maybe we crack right back up towards that overnight high level, but this thing's looking kind of heavy. Yeah, choppy market back and forth. All right, guys, I think you know what time it is. Check it out. 53 people on here, 55 people on here. We got 20 or so on X. We got more on Kick. 70 likes. 70 likes. 70 likes on the stream on YouTube. We will drop a giveaway. We'll run some duck races. Go ahead, smash the like button, run it up real quick, guys. And we'll run some duck races. We'll get the form ready to roll. I'll tell you this, man. I'll tell you this. After yesterday, it's getting a little bit difficult to run anything myself, giveaway-wise. I'm going to watch this one. Do me a favor. To the person and people that have been scamming, trying to scam me, trying to spam the form. Don't do that today. You did it yesterday. I yapped about it. I spoke to the person that did it. All right. You're going to get yourself banned from not only my stuff, but if I find out who you are because you're providing information and you have to provide it to actually get the account, I'm going to do what I can to make sure that you don't trade with any of the firms that I'm affiliated with. Okay? So try not to do that. Also, you're going to make it nearly impossible for me to run these, so. Don't waste my time. Don't waste your time. Don't get yourself into a trash situation. Hmm. Rejecting VWAP here, man. Rejecting VWAP. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, guys, go ahead. Run the likes up. You're almost there. I said 70. We'll drop the form in here. Oh, man. Yo, yeah, guys, please just do me a favor. Don't spam it. I try to keep these free and open for everybody. You don't have to do anything. You get a chance to win. I'm gonna have to do everything that I can to make sure that I actually make examples out of people if it starts to get too prevalent. And I'm gonna have to like stop doing it, right? It just turns into a problem. I definitely don't want the same people just winning over and over again. That's not fair. All right, let's see. What is CVD? Cumulative volume delta, right? Cumulative volume delta is what we're talking about as we're waiting for some likes to grow. You guys are almost there. Cumulative volume delta is exactly what it sounds like. The cumulative volume difference between buy and sell volume, right? As this gets more negative, we know that from the point that my chart is anchored to, and I start my chart around, I'm going to say I start my bookmap chart somewhere around like between 7:30 and 8:30, and it loads an extra hour of data beforehand. I should really have it reset and anchor to an exact time, but I just don't find that much of a difference. As cumulative volume delta continues to drop off, that's indicating sell volume is outweighing buy volume. If it coincides with the way and the direction that price is moving, that could indicate that we got some juice behind that move to the downside. Conversely, if we are pushing up, if we are trying to recover on a declining cumulative volume delta, that would indicate that maybe we're coming back down through those lows, right? We do not have the buy volume outweighing the sell volume to start to drive this thing higher. It's not technically a standard indicator like anything else. It's just a volume indicator, right? It's a volume readout, buy volume versus sell volume. Is it magic? Does it give you some crazy predictive power? No, man. It's just like anything else, in my humble opinion. Technically, you could get this from somewhere else besides Bookmap. I use Bookmap. Bookmap is a paid order flow software that requires a subscription and level 2 data. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated with Bookmap. You want to check it out, hit me up for the best deal. But I do like cumulative volume delta. I'm obviously a volume-based trader. I have the only tools on my chart are volume tools. So that's what I look at. And if you watch it day in and day out for long enough, eventually you get a feel for how that might play a role in the way the market's moving. Here we go, sweeping overnight low. You guys ran it up to 73 likes. Let's go. Let's get the giveaway form rolling. Let's get the giveaway form rolling. Chatty chat. Giveaway form is live in the chat. There it is. Go and get that one filled out, chat. Feel free. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. You can go ahead and get that one filled out and get a chance to win a prop account. There it is on Kick as well, if you guys want to check it out on Kick. I only got a couple people hanging out on there right now. Yeah, man, a lot of sell orders stacking up right above price, Kobe. I see that as well. Yeah, this could get interesting. This could get interesting. Right as we started to come lower, right? Here's our book. That bad boy popped on. That bad boy popped on. That bad boy popped on. We got a lot of heavy sell orders stacking up right above price. You know, we'll for those of you that read the DOM, we'll see if those get filled. Interesting. I'm probably just not experienced enough. I just don't take that into too much consideration as far as what I use Bookmap for. I like to use it for key levels of interest on the chart, above and below price, big stacks of orders that have been on the book for a while. I'm much less concerned, almost completely unconcerned with like what's going on immediately right here around price. As we start to sell off, I do take a look at, volume overall, but that could be seen on a candlestick chart, and then volume delta. But yeah, definitely interesting to take a look at. Somebody asked CVD on YM. CVD on YM is negative. Negative as well. Negative 2100 on YM. Which is interesting because it was a huge bullish move. But overall, delta on YM for a short term, I've started to watch YM on Bookmap as well. Very different. Similar to NQ. Very different depth of market and order flow that you get, as far as just the feel of everything, the way things look, what is a big order on NQ versus a big order on YM or then ES. But overall, right now, it's been dropping. It's actually been dropping on the way up. So big divergence out of YM on CVD. We'll see how that plays. Today. I don't find it to be nearly as helpful off of ES. Because I used to watch NQ quite a bit, and I just don't find it to function in the same way, or even close to it, for some reason. But I haven't watched a ton on YM, so we'll see today. Big divergence on YM CVD, right? So if we take a look at it here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go to the tape. And again, guys, you got about 10 minutes. Get the form filled out. Don't spam it. Don't use your brother and your mother's email. You're going to ruin it for yourself and for everybody else eventually. Here's what I'm talking about. Big push to the upside off the open on YM. Cumulative volume delta, sell orders just continuing to outweigh buy orders, dropping off as we go. Again, not something that I have paid enough attention to over months and months and months and months in different market conditions, the way that I have in ES, to start to get a discretionary feel for how that might help me make a good or, make a trading decision or manage risk. But worth noting. Here on ES, looking kind of weak here. But go ahead, get the form filled out. For those of you guys that hopped on late, fill it out one time. Oh, going to be for some prop account. It says instant funded on here, but I don't know what I'm going to do for it yet today. Same idiots on here. Yo. All right, check it out. So I gave this person a warning yesterday. Now I'm going to do what I can because you're giving me more work. Go ahead and get it filled out so I can stop the form and have to filter through all this crap. Now, you know what? I'm pausing it today. Because I can't see what this person did. So check it out. Sorry, guys. I'm pausing it today. Here's what I'm going to do instead. Check it out. Since, unfortunately, we're being overrun by scammers and spammers, and specifically one person who is, I don't want to give away what they've done, but I'm sure they're listening. I I'm going to do everything I can now since you already won and then continue to spam the form and I reached out to you and told you not to do it. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that you are blacklisted from any firm or company that I work for or work with that for scamming and spamming. So here's what we're going to do. We're not going to run a duck race on the stream. Here's what I'm going to do. Go ahead and hop in Discord, and I'll tell you what kind of giveaway we're going to run later. And I'm going to run even more of a giveaway than I was going to run on the stream for the inconvenience. Go ahead, hop in the free Discord. There it is. No purchase necessary. You can hop right in there with an email. If you can't get in through the Whoop link, hit me up. You can send me an email, support@realdealfutures.com. You can hit me up on, obviously, maybe you can hit me up on Discord, but you can hit me up on IG. You can hit me up on X. Send me a message. I'll make sure you get a personal invite. Hop in the free Discord, and this afternoon, because I got a call right after this, this afternoon we'll run a giveaway. But I'm going to have to come up with a different way to do this because, unfortunately, we've grown too big. I know it comes with the territory. We got too many people on the streams, and now we got scammers. But unfortunately, I have one very low IQ individual, and I'm calling you low IQ because you're telling me that you are sending the same thing over and over again, and you're not even changing something on it. So you're making it really obvious that I'm going to have to deal with through Top 1 to make sure that they don't trade with Top 1 on whatever they won and figure out a different way to do these giveaways. So apologies for this one today. There's going to be a giveaway. You're on this stream. I'm telling you guys to hop in Discord. We're going to run one this afternoon. Maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'll do something in Discord. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do it, but I can't tell. I think I can tell, but I can't tell everybody on here. And the last thing that I want to do is to run a bunch of giveaways and keep giving them away to the same people that are running a scam. So I'm going to do my best to correct that. To the person that I'm a really nice, patient guy. I didn't do anything yesterday. I just said, please don't do that. After you did it multiple times. To the person that did that, now I'm really going to go out of my way to cause a problem for you because you caused a big problem for me and everybody else in my community. But outside of that, no duck race. Here's the deal. Ready? I'm going to write it. Yep. And again, it's not fair to you guys. So give your way in Discord today. Apologies to everybody on here that hopped on. If you're on here again, I'm going to look at the chat. I'm going to take a look at what you filled out. But I'm going to do a giveaway in Discord. Giveaway in Discord today. Scammers suck. Hop in the Discord. Here it is again, guys. Use the link. If you can't get in through Whoop, for some reason your country bans it or whatever it is, shoot me a message somewhere. Shoot me a message on IG. Shoot me a message on X. Shoot me a message to my email, support@realdealfutures.com. I'll get you in with a link. Anyway, got to try to do something different because this is just going to go to a scammer, and I'm not going to do that. So anyway, guys, appreciate you hopping on. Hella frustrating. I got to deal with it. It is what it is. I guess it's good because we're growing. 68 people on stream. I got over 10,000 on YouTube. 2,000 in Discord. Got to deal with the scammers, man. Got to deal with the scammers and the scammers. Scammers and the spammers. So anyway, hop in. Yeah, can't sign up from Whoop with my country. Shoot me a message. Shoot me a message. Go ahead and shoot me a message, guys. Anyway, appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here. No trade for me this session. We're getting a little bit of a rejection off of this overnight low level. Declining CVD. I'm not looking long on it. From down here. Those orders, Colby, who was taking a look, did get pulled. Those ones that were stacking up above. We'll see. We'll see if we get some volatility with Trump speaking, with J-Powell speaking. Anyway, guys, apologies again, but don't worry. We're going to run a giveaway later today. Like I said, maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Afternoon in Discord. Hop in Discord. Don't send 1,000 messages. Just chill out. I'll take care of everybody. We run hella duck races. Don't worry. We're going to do something fun in Discord today. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Thanks for being here. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, Bookmap, and others. I see you guys asking a bunch of questions. Hop in Discord. Again, if you can't get in Discord through the link, send me an email. Send me a message. Do something. Here's the email, guys. If you can't get in through Whoop, send me an email. support@realdealfutures.com. If you want to make it even easier than that, here is my IG. Go ahead, send me a message on IG. I'll get you a link. We'll get everybody into Discord. I don't know. Maybe I'll run them just in Discord. I'll let you guys know when we're doing it on the live. I'll time something, but the spammers, the scammers, I don't stand a chance. And again, I got a lot of patience. I'm a pretty chill guy. I give everybody second chances. People that have filled it out more than one time, made mistakes, right? If you hammer it and you disregard me asking you kindly to not break the rule and I tell you exactly what I'm going to do, I'm also a man of my word. You're taking away opportunity for everybody else on the stream, and that's not cool. So now I'm going to make a problem for you. So let me go handle this, guys. Talk to you soon. See you in Discord. Trade well the rest of today. We got a lot of volatility potentially coming up. Not so far. We got choppy nothing. But Trump speaking, J-Powell speaking could be wild. Structure your risks. Trade well. Talk to you guys soon. See you later today in Discord.